comes Bod.
Here is a box, a musical box, wound up and ready to play.
Let's pretend. Let's pretend.
Pew, pew, Barney McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble, Grub.
There are lots of funny animals in all this world, but have you ever seen a panther that is pink?
With a Hong Kong Phooey chop.
Why don't you just switch off your television set and go out and do something less boring instead? He's the greatest.
Remember, what you see is not a mystery, but it's a ghost.
Terrahawks, stay on this channel. This is an emergency.
Yes, it's Friday and it's Crackerjack!
5,
Crackerjack!
4, 3, 2,
Goodies, goody, yum, yum.
1. Thunderbirds are go.
Eggs in space.
I think your landings are hard and your brain is soft.
Captain
A house with a door. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Dooby-dooby-doo, where are you? We got some work to do now.
G-Force, fearless young orphans protecting Earth's entire galaxy.
Well, now the time is almost 6.5 past 12, and BBC One is closing down. From all of us here, this is Peter Brook wishing you a very good night.
Oh, honestly, there's nothing funny about men in wigs.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. I'm going to click that straight away. As soon as this goes live, I'll be clicking thumbs down.
Good evening.
Good evening, possums.
Hello. Hopefully you can hear our voices. We're going to carry on. We think you can. So, good evening to Mark. Mark Mondio Mann, Sandra Brown, Joanne Gray, Ellen Meadows, Gareth Jones, Helen, Linda LeHughes, my lovely cousin Lucy, Joanne Gray, Thomas from Wolverhampton, Sherry Graham from the States, I think, Gareth Jones, NP, I can't remember who MP is, but you're here, Chuck Tro, again from the States, Diamond Trinket, Coral Daft, the lovely Coral Daft, Euro Pop Top all the way from New Zealand, Pauline Grant, Wes Davis, Andrew Gunn.
And of course on this side in the Facebook posse we have Bray and Nicola, Melanie, Martin Garton Spence, Andy McDonald, Tracy, Samantha, Angela, Philip, Karen, Jonathan, Brett, Warren.
Jonathan Brett was meant to be seeing Steps tonight, I think.
Oh, are you not seeing Steps tonight?
No, I think they've all got the COVID-D.
Oh.
It might be Jonathan, it might be someone else.
Gabrielle, Caroline and Elliot, and, well, have we left anybody out? Charlie Mitchell, Joel, William Hazeldine, lovely name, Cindy McDuffie, Dame Sue Neal, I'm glad you're with us, my love. The lovely in-laws, David and Anne, Stephen, Sally, Kate, Lucy, and Marcia.
Oh, my lovely sister-in-law Marcia, who had an accident last week, quite a serious accident, and is now in a halo, which sounds very glamorous, like an angel, but I think it's some serious sort of contraption. So Marcia,
lots of love to you, my darling.
We send so much love to you. It was Jonathan's brother James who was meant to be at Steps.
And Dame Sue Neal, you've wrote to us and said that you've had no electricity all week because of the storms, but now you're back online in time to see us boys.
Yeah, we've got storms. There are still storms right now. Luckily, touch wood, we have not lost power yet, but our broadband has been shocking this last week, and I teach online, so kind of it's well annoying.
And it ended our session last week, didn't it?
Yeah, we suddenly went off. So if we suddenly freeze, our internet has gone down. We will endeavour to come back online. It might be 5 minutes. It's unlikely we can return on the same kind of stream, so it'll be a new video probably will pop up. So touch wood, it's not going to happen.
Touch wood.
If it does happen, then it happens. Linda LeHughes, we are the highlight of Linda LeHughes' week.
Oh.
We love doing this. We're really enjoying it, and we think we're kind of getting into our stride.
And thank you so much to those who have sent us Ko-fi tips and bought the calendar. And
I thought you said COVID tips.
Ko-fi. Did I say that wrong?
Coffee. No, coffee.
Coffee.
It looks like Ko-fi.
Ko-fi. And and thanks to those who sent us lovely presents and cards. We had a lovely Christmas card from Dame Sue Neal this morning. We had a lovely card and presents from Bray and Nicola the other day. So thank you for all those little things. They're lovely surprises. We love getting them.
We're mini influencers amongst our friends and followers.
We are influencers.
We are influencers to like big businesses. No one's like that. One of our friends' daughter is a influencer, and she's got the most amazing like advent calendars that she's opening on her Insta stories.
Yeah.
We didn't get one. I saw one in Aldi, $24.99 reduced.
What?
Sort of,
is it because it's the first? So they're like suddenly going...
Yeah, a Lacura.
For makeup and stuff.
Yeah, advent calendar. Aren't they mad? The advent calendars. Divinity talked about them on Facebook today.
Yeah, there was one for $7,500.
They're crazy. I remember when I got my first kind of chocolate advent calendar. What age would I have been? About 11, 12?
Oh, yeah.
And how exciting it was to have like a little bit of chocolate every morning.
I was chatting to somebody today and they said that they'd got one for each child in the house. We had to share it, all three of us.
Oh, really?
So every third day I would get one.
My friend's little boy who I was working with this morning, he's got two little boys. They've got a Lego Avengers, Marvel Avengers advent calendar. But he says all that means is that every day one of them's going to cry because they want what the other's got.
And they get a little toy to build.
Yeah. Zizi LaRue is in the house.
Is Zizi in the house?
You'll find that a lot of our friends, we give them nicknames that make them sound like strippers. So Zizi LaRue, we have Miss Trixie Bowes, she's not in the house. Linda LaHue, we get lots of camp little names. Anyway, how lovely to have you all here. Gabrielle Chase or Chasse says the sisters should do a regular Sunday morning gig.
Oh, we'd wipe some cobwebs away from some of the TV that's on.
Can you imagine us popping up on a Sunday? We also, someone recommended that we do our
we should go on that Sunday brunch.
Our shopping channel, do a live event shopping channel where we just have to keep talking. We could do it.
Oh, we could do that. We could sell bloody cheese to mice.
Charlie Mitchell's stripper name is Chasweena Slurry.
Oh, that's a lovely name, isn't it?
I think she'd have a pint pot walking around, getting the odd coin.
I can see her in like a working man's pub.
Alan was in a film with strippers. Let's talk about that in the lock-in afterwards. Alan did a short film where he was like a perv.
Yeah, he was a pervert.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about strippers' names tonight. We're not here to talk about naughty things like that. We're here to talk about kids' TV.
Oh, now if you saw the little intro before we popped on, there was so many little reminders there of all the wonderful programs we were brought up on.
Yeah, kids' TV. Back in day when it was it would start at like 4 o'clock, 5 to 4 something.
Yeah.
And then you'd have like two hours of kids' TV.
Did you ever sort of like zip from one channel to the other, or did you just stay religiously to one channel?
I bet you can guess what channel I was most probably on most of the time.
BBC Two.
Not BBC Two. BBC with the little broom cupboard gang. ITV, I bet. Did you pop between? No, you didn't. You were.
No, I was doing chores. I keep telling you this. As soon as school finished, I was doing chores because I'm a good little boy.
Oh, Andy McDonald has just said our streams are wonderful regardless of the topic, but you had a really good point earlier on, and I meant to mention it, and I forgot. Let me go back, and I'm looking for it now. I'm scrolling through all your comments.
Looking for Andrew McDonald's one.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
The caretaker on Tony Hart was an annoying twat. Do you remember? So he was called Mr. Bennett, the caretaker on Tony Hart.
Did he have little eyes?
I think he had little eyes, but he used to present something called The Night Shift. I think it was called The Night Shift. And it was on like late night telly, sort of before before Hitman and Her with Michaela Strachan. Mr. Bennett, yeah, and he used to just, it was a bit like Don't Get Dick, Get Dom, and he used to go around like businesses that stayed open at night and look how they worked.
Well, he wasn't the sort of the bad guy in Chucklevision, was he?
Oh, I don't know. Bray, no, someone might know that.
Thomas, if you're in,
Thomas, if he's in, would know that. Clive Ryder says, anyone remember Wait Till Your Father Gets Home? It was a cartoon. Yeah, I think one of the characters in that is kind of the basis of Meg from Family Guy. I think the daughter in that looks like Meg in Family Guy.
Samantha says she loved being really judgy when the gallery was on and Take Heart. Like,
who's Samantha? I can see.
Don't start that. She'll have you. She'll have you.
Oh, I adore Samantha. We had a picture of Samantha with her. Well, we had a picture of Samantha's friend Santa with the calendar just before, which made us laugh.
In her back kitchen.
Did anyone ever have a picture in the gallery?
Did anybody send one off, but it was never shown? No?
Anyway, with your comments will come back. I've just remembered everything's on a delay, so you'll answer that in a bit. So let's get straight into it. It is 8:10. We're going to talk about kids' TV till about 9, and then we'll have the naughty
talk about strippers.
And talk about strippers.
Stripper names.
Clive Ryder says there's a great parody of Take Heart by Matt Lucas. What's our little Matt Lucas claim today?
Oh, he got a calendar.
Yeah, Matt Lucas got his calendar today. So he's a fan. And
so we know his address.
Yeah. I don't know if he's in. He might be in watching. Matt, if you're in, I'm glad you got your calendar and you like it.
We'll see in about 3 hours.
Ivan, our calendar. So hopefully you can see the bottom of the screen. The calendar is available to buy at that address just going past. So it's theisolationcreations.com. We are going to hand over to our Gigglebox families. So let's find out the sort of topics that they enjoy
when they were nippers.
Guys, so that is why from now on I'm proud to say I am polyamorous. Ciao.
What did you change your name for?
Change my name?
To polyamorous.
No, oh my God. No, I just mean that I'm just too much woman for one partner. So, like, I'm open to having open relationships.
What, like me?
Well, like, how many boyfriends do you have?
Just a minute. 28.
I'm not saying, like, I'm going to be that polyamorous. So, like, kids' TV, like, I'm so, like, past watching kids' TV.
Oh, love it.
But, like, if I was going to watch kids' TV, I would settle down maybe with Nickelodeon Plus and just watch Hannah Montana back to back.
Well, when I was little, of course, there was no television for children. It was Saturday morning of the pictures.
Oh, do you remember the...
That was my children's television then, yes.
Now, the television, you know, I like children's TV. I used to pop my 3 in front of it. Blue Peter. Now, we've already mentioned that I used to find children's TV quite frightening. For example, Chucky, I was scared of.
Do you know who else I'd have?
Who? There's not many you wouldn't have, Sherry.
That fella off Heart Attack.
Neil Buchanan.
Yeah, I'd have him. I love his accent. He's like, oh, you, isn't he?
He's from my area.
Yeah. I'd play with his crayons. Is Miley Cyrus like a singer or something?
Yeah, you do know her. She did Wrecking Ball.
Oh, yeah.
You know where she was on pants,
on a ball,
wrecking ball, swinging,
yeah.
licking it?
Yeah.
I mean, she's like one of my ultimate idols.
Mine's Teabag. Oh, Chucky.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, that what I showed you was Chucky. Sorry, I got that mixed up.
The Demon Doll. But I'm talking back in the day.
You see, that's when kids' TV was kids' TV.
The old Odeon Club.
Lone Ranger, Flash Gordon.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, yes.
Teabag.
Yeah.
What, the old show from like the 80s?
Yeah, she's the glamorous witch who lives in the sky and likes tea in a pot.
You love Teabag, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, which Teabag do you like?
Second one, definitely.
I liked it, you know, Art Attack, or maybe Tony Hart as well. I liked it when they used to make a big picture from the sky. Do you remember? And it would
Oh,
be
yeah, be like a bunch of grapes using buckets. Well, boy, it's a fucking time. Yes, you queue up in the morning, pay for your entrance, and sometimes you could just sneak in later on in the afternoon and go back in. Oh, and you know the Wombles?
Yeah.
I got that was The Walking Dead.
I wondered why they weren't reusing anything that they found.
Coming underground, out there.
It was...
They learned something in those 20 minutes, didn't they?
They did. And you'd make something, maybe an Advent crown or Tracy Island.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd make a little present for Mother's Day. Do you remember there was a TV show set in a comprehensive school called Grange Hill? But they were, you know, the Blue Peter presenters were like primary school teachers. There was a bit of wisdom and age to them.
They were clean, weren't they?
Yeah, they were clean. I flicked it on the other day. It's like a youth club now. I like Tucker Jenkins on that.
I bet you did. They're all on drugs now, all these Blue Peter stars.
They're young.
They're off the face on Whizway, whatever it is.
On Whiz, on Meow Meow or
Yeah.
Smack.
Old Spice to sniff. Old Spice now in prison, apparently.
One of Teabag's helpers, I think maybe called T-Shirt, is now married to Danny Dyer in EastEnders. I think.
Yeah.
You get up to all sorts of exploits, and there was a sequel called Tucker's Luck, which was fun. Did you go to a comprehensive school?
We come along Saturday morning, greeting everybody with a smile. I was in Borstal for girls.
Was it anything like Grange Hill?
Oh no, posher than that. Just play basketball.
Oh, one of them was go-go dancing in heaven, the other had a child out of wedlock.
Oh.
Really, Blue Peter's not what it was. Have you ever done any art?
Yeah, well, I got an E at school for art.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh wow, you did better than me.
Well, I was the first person to do body art. My little Dawn used to sit in front of that, and one week she drew a perfect little picture of their tortoise.
Oh, George or Frida.
Yeah. We come along Saturday morning, da-da-da-da-da, all the while. Oh, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful days.
It was a spitting image of it.
Did she send it in and get a Blue Peter badge?
No, I just threw it in the bin.
Oh.
I used to roll a piece of wallpaper out on the school field, take the bits off, rub myself in emulsion, and roll around on the wallpaper.
There's a lot of people would pay a lot of money for that.
I know, and I got an E. Isn't that good?
E for...
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, that's kids' TV sorted.
You can piss off now.
There we are.
Lots of more insights there.
Lots of your questions coming in. We can't keep up to date with them, but let's have a little look. My cousin Lucy sent in a picture of Elvis Presley to the gallery, but it never got shown. She says it was probably crap in retrospect. Emma Jane Watts traced a picture of Linda and it still didn't get shown. Traced a picture. She traced a picture, not of Linda, not of my cousin Lucy. That'd be weird. Anyone remember Paper Chase with Itsy and Bitsy the spiders?
Oh yeah, I remember them little gloves. Yeah. Glove puppets.
Was it where Joffrey lifted a finger? So Mark says, "Can we class Prison Cell Block H as kids TV?"
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
We're always up for a chat on the on the cell block. A lot of love for Teabag coming in over here on YouTube. Also, some love for Huckleberry Finn, which I remember in the holidays watching Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, Samantha says Bagpuss.
Yeah,
big part of our child. Yeah, definitely Bagpuss.
Charlie Mitchell says that Teabag will always be Teabag. She can't work at the Woolpack all she wants. She'll always be the queen of high tea.
Definitely.
Bray loves Peggy in the videos. Yeah, Peggy plays Pickle, who is Clive and Gifford's dog.
Little posh dog.
Peggy does. Oh, Samantha. Peggy minds when we're dressed up. Samantha Charles is asking, saying Peggy doesn't mind when we're dressed up. She does. She gets.
It's not so much the dressing up. It's the when we start talking in character, when we change our voices. That's when she sort of starts getting a little bit gobby.
There's going to be, I think there's Americans in and New Zealand in and Canada in. So yeah, you're not going to understand a lot of our kids' TV, but this will be a window into the weird world of UK kids' TV.
Stephen Richards says, Eli, pardon my Jeannie, which you remembered as Jean in the watering can. So that must be. Is it Stephen from Australia?
I don't remember it.
I think you said you're from Australia the other week. Is it a bit like Our Dream of Jeannie? No?
Well, I was in a kids' TV show called Genie in the House.
Oh yeah, Nickelodeon.
Yeah, Nickelodeon kids' TV show.
Yeah, orange suit.
Yeah. I can't even remember the name of my character.
Oh, have you not got a clip of it?
Nathaniel. Oh, I can't remember his name. Button Moon, Maid Marian and His Merry Men. Gosh, there's so many shows, isn't there, that we're all remembering. When we lived in Broadstairs in Kent, we lived 2 doors down from I've forgotten his name now. Oliver Postgate. Oliver Postgate
had a flat, didn't he?
Had a flat so in the square we lived in Broadstairs, and his widow used to take in post, and we used to sometimes take in her parcels. She was a bit weird, really, wasn't she?
Oh no, she was lovely. We'd say, "Can we give Bagpuss a little kiss?
Can we have a look at your clangers?
Can we look at your pink and white pussy?"
She wasn't best pleased. There was a little shop on the corner as well, and I always used to think maybe that was the inspiration for Emily's little toy shop, because it's exactly what it looked like.
God, can you imagine if we were doing what we do down there? How different it would be.
Yeah, well, in the house?
On the square?
Yeah, we'd have to have gone out into the square a lot more. We'd have had to be bolder and gone on the beach a lot, I think. Stephen's not in Australia. He's in the equally exotic Wellingborough. Mungo, Mary and Midge, Neil Sandwell's mentioned. Did they live in a block of flats? Am I right with that?
Who?
Mungo, Mary and Midge.
Who are they?
Neil will tell us. Did Mungo and Mary and Midge live in a block of flats?
Are they cartoons?
Yeah, I think so. It's a little bit before my time. Tiz was
the Phantom Flanflinger, and Sally James when she was getting a wet t-shirt.
Oh yeah, that's it for the dads, wasn't it? Tiz was.
And it had what's his face in it, didn't it? Who was the Millionaire Man?
Chris Tarrant.
Yeah, he was in it, wasn't
Lenny
he?
Henry.
Canning about.
Baldrick might have been in it.
Yeah, it was all.
Yeah, they did. They lived in a high-rise.
I remember sort of BBC being sort of quite calm and collective, swapping a little, doing little swap shops, and IT was just like a raining
just like
party.
A bum fight, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Alan brought out some clips of kids' TV that he remembers, and there's like a common theme in kids' TV that Alan remembers, and I'm sure you'll spot it. So here's some little clips from Alan's memories of kids' TV.
Yes. Right. I'll do the actions, you play the song. Yeah.
This old man, he played one.
Ragdolly Anna lives on the first, second, third floor of a block of flats with the little dressmaker, the dressmaker's dummy, and White Cat.
He played knick-knack on my thumb with a knick-knack paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home.
Thanks ever so, Fluffy, for letting us out of there. I'm just going to collect me brolly, then what say you and me push up for a quick one.
What about Eddie?
This old man, he played too. He played knick-knack on my shoe with a knick-knack paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home.
I just said I wanted that picture. I should have said I wanted to buy it.
Yes.
How much does it cost?
£3.
Oh, yes, please. I'll have that then.
Thank you very much.
There we are.
I'm Stephen's helper.
This old man, he played 3. He played knick-knack on my knee with a knick-knack paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home.
I know something else about moles.
What's that?
Moles are very ticklish.
Oh, are they? I wonder if this one is. Mole in the bedroom, under the sheets, tickle his hand, tickle his feet.
This old man, he played 4. He played knick-knack on my door with a knick-knack paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home.
Knock the door down.
Oh, I love my comedy dames.
Yeah, so that had, Martin has just named them all there. So Beryl Reid, Pat Coombs,
Patsy Rowlands.
And Patsy Rowlands.
Oh, and of course Irene Handel from Metal Mickey.
Yeah, so all these kind of, someone said as well, Anthony Berry, all the music hall stars, all these old kind of stars of yesteryear all got jobs in kids' TV. Because kids' TV used to be kind of, there was this whole, like, one of the, I think it was Bridget Blockett said, the people in it were older generation, kind of more like primary school teachers, kind of wise adults.
Yeah.
Rather than now, you look at Blue Peter and all the presenters, it's like a youth club, they're all about 12. Or is it just we're getting older?
I'm sure.
I don't think it is.
And I'm sure Beryl Reid needed the money by then. When she was there tapping a shoe on a chair. And then they carted her off to the old folks' home.
Beryl Reid in one of our favourite films, The Killing of Sister George, which I know that Coral's
going to watch this week.
He's going to watch very soon. Joe Soso Lombardelli says, was Patsy Rowlands in Rainbow as Auntie?
I think she was. I think she was in another kids program as well. I think she did the rounds.
And Ernie Wise was in Rainbow too, and Bobby Davro. And talking about Rainbow, and I know that I think it was Joe shared this clip. We have it here for you all. Rainbow, of course, wasn't always as clean as it made out.
For us all to go now, but don't forget to get your twangers out and play with your balls. But we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Oh, the Mucky Pops.
A classic. So we think that was, they did that as a gag. I think it was like a Christmas tape for the crew. It was like a fun thing to play at the Christmas party. So Euro Pop Top is asking. So Rainbow was a kids' TV program with all those kind of weird characters, but that is kind of a spoof episode that they made, the whole crew and cast of Rainbow for the Christmas party.
They weren't usually that blue.
Martin Garton Spence says for years he thought that George was a girl.
I did, yeah, I did, because always little pink ears and little pink lashes.
Yeah, well, I think George is non-binary, maybe the first non-binary kind of star. Let's have a look at the questions coming in. The Red Hand Gang, Andy McDonald has remembered. Do you remember the Red Hand Gang? You much of you don't.
No.
It had a character in it played by an actor called James Bond Jr. the Third, if I remember rightly, and he was called Doc. And the start, they're all coming down the street on skateboards and like chopper bikes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think the music goes da 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 Bum, bum, bum. And there was a girl called Cindy who had long bunches. Can you guess who I always played when we played the Red Hound Gang at school?
Joso Lombardelli says he remembers Kenneth Williams in Loads of Kids TV, as was Charles Autry in Supergram, Joan Sims in Sam and the Witch, and Kenneth Connor in Rent-A-Ghost. So yeah, the Carry-Ons were also making a bit of money on the side.
Well, it was a good earner, and like I said, play school presenters were kind of older. Kids weren't on kids TV. You know, as we got to sort of the late 80s, 90s, then kids TV started being presented by kids. You know, Ant and Dec.
Yeah.
And who else presented the Why Don't You?
Yeah.
All the Why Don't You gang. Kath Wells has just mentioned Why Don't You.
And also with Wurzel, we had Una. Babs Windsor,
the weird guy, the old one.
Oh, the Crow Man.
Yeah, what did he do? He did another
Catweasel.
Yeah, another show that was really odd.
Yeah, that was odd. And Supergran, of course. Remember Supergran?
Yeah, Supergran. Billy Connolly sang Supergran, or it was in Supergran.
Rachel, did you watch a lot of Supergran?
Our Scottish contingent.
Yeah.
Sam has just mentioned the Hair Bear Bunch and Captain Caveman. And of course, Samantha has just also mentioned that Audrey Roberts is in Rent-A-Ghost.
Oh yes, Mrs. Popoff.
She plays Mrs. Popoff. Let me have a look at. So, if we're talking about older actresses moving into kids TV, one of the all-time greats, of course, was Linda Barron. When she went into the classic TV show Come Outside.
Love it. Bray's watching this. He loves Come Outside.
So Come Outside was on, I guess, in the 90s?
Mid-90s to late 90s.
Loads of episodes. How many episodes do you reckon?
I'd say 30 to 40.
Yeah, and they're all little short episodes. Auntie Mabel doesn't care about the environment. She just drives her plane, flies her plane, to get a pencil or a new teapot.
Or returns her library book.
Yeah. One of the classic episodes. So we did, of course, a spoof of Come Outside, which did really well. And it's still getting a lot of views. I'm about to sneeze again. But one of the classic Come Outside episodes, which I think we watched, and then that was it. We were kind of hooked.
We were hooked. Was sewage.
Yeah, Auntie Mabel follows Pippin's poo. Not from his arse, but pretty much to the sewage works and sings a song about poo. We're not going to inflict you with the whole 15 minutes, but here is a snatch.
Oh, Pippin, did you do that? I'll clean it up.
Never mind.
There you are, Pippin. I can show you where it goes. Come outside. Could I go down and have a look?
It's quite dangerous, but if you really want to go, we'll take you down.
I'd like to.
Blake who goes, if you really want to go down, I'll take you down.
When you watch our little sketch, you'll see I come out of the bushes cruising, and Auntie Mabel talks to me, and I was trying to get that kind of voice of, oh, hello, Auntie Mabel, how are you?
And even now when Jamie goes, do you want a cup of tea? I go, I'd like to.
My mum has reminded me, my dog when I was a little boy looked just like Pippin, so my dog was called Raffy. So you most probably can hack into my bank account or any of my passwords now.
So yeah, we love Auntie Mabel, and always will.
Stephen Richards has said in that episode they should have had a floater just for comedy effect. One that she couldn't flush.
I like that also. I think Neil Sandwell will know this bit when they go to where all the poo is collected.
The sewage works.
Yeah, and it's all put in a big pile, and it's called sludge cake. No, not the sort of cake you can eat.
But you can see that poor Linda Barron is kind of trying to like breathe through her mouth all the time to not smell, and she's, trying to.
So Linda, what are you off to today? I'm off to make a program about dog shit.
Anyway, we adore Linda Barron and all who sail in her. And as you know, we've met Linda a couple of times, haven't we?
We have. I dare not mention that I'm a big fan of Come Outside. I think she'd have looked at me rather different.
Loads of love for kids TV coming in. We're sorry we can't mention them all, but Sooty and Sweet,
so much.
Littlest Hobo. Someone said that poo looked bigger than Pippin. Lassie, you always used to cry at Lassie, didn't you?
Oh, I couldn't watch Lassie. I used to watch Lassie and go, it's going to be the sad bit, and I used to start crying. And then I used to actually dread watching Lassie again after that, because I thought, I can't bear it.
But you always knew that Lassie was going to be saved.
I know, but being a child and Lassie's on the middle of a rock in the big sort of big flowing river, my dad used to go, what are you bloody roaring for? It's only a film, it's an actor dog.
We still, if there's like a TV show or a film and an animal gets killed, we're both like, oh my god, that poor dog, and we get so upset. I hope they're not going to kill the dog. And then, the wife's like,
and then the whole crowd gets like gunned down. Well, that just passes the matchmakers.
Littlest Hobo, people have mentioned. Yeah, that's a spoof. That's something I'm thinking of pitching as a spoof to my creative partner.
Is that little dog?
Yeah, but I want to call it Littlest Homo, and it'll be me popping round and moving on from house to house, visiting people.
We could pair it with little Jekyll Ben.
Jason Rigby, I think you've got us right there. I take it Jamie was a swap shop and Alan was a Tiswas child.
Yes, yeah.
I would be going live. I'm a little bit young for swap shop. Would you be Tiswas though?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Our house was an RTV house. RTV house.
But Jason, you have got it right, because one programme that I adored, and it will come as no surprise to any of you that I had a Blue Peter badge.
Don't forget, this is the one that had China cup and plate for its Christmas party at primary school. Remember that one?
Samantha didn't hear that story, I don't think.
Yes.
Samantha Holdsworth.
Samantha Holdsworth, if you're in, I know you are. Jamie, at his primary school Christmas party, took in a China plate, a China cup and saucer.
I don't think it was a China plate, but I definitely had a cup and saucer from home.
Well, it was porcelain, wasn't it? It wasn't plastic beakers. It was, proper China.
Well, it was. I couldn't eat off paper.
An hour.
I think everyone had to. It wasn't just like my mum sent me in with one, like little Lord Fauntleroy.
I had a plastic box with a sandwich in it, and a bottle of pop from Popman that the school gave me.
For those of you from far off lands, you all have most probably heard of Rue Peter badges on RuPaul's Drag Race. In the UK, that's kind of the price. So it's based on a Blue Peter badge, and Blue Peter is a kids' TV show that has been on television for about 58 years. And it is kind of educational.
Yeah.
It was on at 5 o'clock twice weekly when I was younger. And there were always 3 presenters, and they made something or cooked something, showed you how to do it.
They encouraged you to go out and do stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, and they went to
raise
funny
money
places.
for charity or make the Advent crown.
Yeah, they made an Advent crown every year that was lethal, that you had to put candles on. Anyway, I've got a montage for you all of Blue Peter presenters. And fastest fingers, I want you, every time you see a Blue Peter presenter that you recognise, type in the name of who that is. I've put all the ones that I remember in there. There are loads more, but if you spot the person, recognise them, write their name in. So let's have a look at the top 20, I think it is, Blue Peter presenters from Jamie's memory.
If you don't want a clown, you could make a little girl like this, and I've got a coat here, which you could hang on it, and that goes on there as well. Joe's looking a bit surprised by all
And the other day, I visited Bellevue Circus in Manchester, not just to watch the clowns, but to see what it was like actually being a clown.
But I managed to turn the horse in the correct manner, even if it wasn't quite as elegant as the real cowboys in the charreada. All the same, they cheered El Inglese, and I felt quite proud.
Marvellous. Well, listen, if he carries on at this rate, he's going to have a full dress suit. He's so far got a pair of white knickers and a collar. Right, we'll see what else he can do.
What's his name? Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse! Right, way! Whoop, whoop. Mickey Mouse, steady on. I promise I won't take the Mickey again.
Dr. Annie, thank you very much indeed for sparing your very valuable time to come into the studio.
It's good or poor. And then the Cub Scout who can make the most number of cups of tea gets an official champion tea-making badge.
This highway was known as Ratcliffe's Highway. And at one time, running through it was the best way to avoid being robbed.
I think it's clear now. At least we thought we were bathing the elephants, but we got just as wet ourselves.
Been very frisky indeed this afternoon. She was 38 centimetres when she was born on June the 1st, and she's only grown 4 centimetres since then. Hang on, stop it! It's very, very difficult to steer, as you can see.
At a baseball game, you won't find any fighting in the crowd, no bad language, just lots of families having a great time together, enjoying America's summer game.
It aims to tackle the problem of landfill sites and to make money by recycling materials locked away in rubbish. It's called Sort 4000, and the sorting starts in
I've got, what, 5 miles left?
At least.
Nightmare.
And I just still can't believe that this is such a treat. It never happens, and this whale just won't stop today. And here it is, the secret hideaway of that famous international rescue team. But this one is created entirely from junk.
Oh, some famous faces there.
Famous faces. You got most of them, actually. So we had Valerie Singleton, then Peter Purvis, who's quite dishy, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
John Noakes with Shep.
Yeah.
John Noakes always doing like crazy things, wasn't he?
Yeah, going up Nelson's column and all
Yeah,
that.
if you watch the video of him going up Nelson's column, it's makes you feel ill watching that. Leslie Judd, saucy Leslie Judd. Then we had Simon Groom, and my mum mentioned he always used to talk about his father's farm in Dethick. Then Peter Duncan, Karen Keating, Sarah Green,
Mark Curry, Denise Jordan,
Michael Sundin, who was found go-go dancing in heaven, so was sacked, and sadly died of AIDS.
Anthea,
Jeanette Fielding, who is Sophie Ellis-Bextor's mum, Tina Heath, who was the pregnant lady having a baby on the programme, Anthea Turner, John Leslie, who of course kind of lost his whole career because of
what did he do? That was
well, Ulrika kind of named him as someone who'd raped her, I think. Allegedly, I think we must say that, and I think he was found innocent of those charges.
Yeah, he was, but he
ruined his career because he was this morning, wasn't he? And of course, then sneaky little cheeky Pip Schofield sidled in.
Yvette Fielding, of course.
Yvette Fielding went on to Most Haunted. Yeah, so loads of faces on Blue Peter, and yeah, a lot of you found it boring. I guess the program Blue Peter.
It was so goody, wasn't
yeah,
it?
For
Goody
little
two
swats
shoes.
like me, I loved it. There was always a bit where they said, so if there are any mums or aunties in the room, send them out now. And then you'd make like a little tissue box or something out of a toilet roll holder.
I liked all the little animals.
Yeah, all the animals.
I love seeing all the cats and the dogs and then when they
Goldie
go out onto the zoo bit and
yeah. Oh, it was a great program. I loved it. But nowadays, if you watch it, it's like a bun fight. It's young kids. And
yeah, it's all
like,
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they all talk like influencers.
Yeah,
And,
just WhatsAppers. Yeah. WhatsAppers. Yeah.
Someone over here has said Sherry should do Blue Peter. She'd be great.
The person I associated Blue Peter with most was Billy. Billy, what's her name? The one who was behind it all. Billy
Baxter.
Billy Baxter. Yeah, 'cause she used to put it all together and all the. You know, she had the thoughts, she had the creativity. I'm like that in the house when we're doing a little video.
Do you want to know how annoyingly swotty I am?
Yeah, go on.
So I made a... I don't know if I should admit it.
Come on, you've started it now.
I made a Blue Peter board game.
Did you send it in to them?
And you could go up, and it was a bit like Snakes and Ladders, because if you landed on a certain square, you landed and you had to climb down Biddy Baxter's hair.
Did you not send it in?
I think I did send it in. I don't think I won my Blue Peter badge for that. I think I designed a winter garden.
Neil says he loved his Blue Peter make, Cook and Luke book.
Oh, do you remember when the Blue Peter garden was vandalised?
Yeah.
Sadly, some vandals jumped in. I think they put fuel in the Blue Peter fish pond, so loads of the fish died.
And did they dig up the time capsule, or am I dreaming that?
No, they didn't. I think they tried to push over the bronze sculpture of Petra. But wasn't it someone famous? Was it Rio Ferdinand?
What, who took it up?
Who vandalised the Blue Peter garden?
What, somebody famous did it?
Yeah. Was it? It's someone famous, kind of admitted it in later life. People thought it was Peter Duncan, because Peter Duncan was a bit of a rebel, wasn't he? And had a bit of a porny history and was in Flash Gordon as well.
Oh, yeah.
Les Ferdinand.
Mm.
Is that something to do with Rio Ferdinand? Look at me trying to be booch.
Yeah.
Les Ferdinand, is he related to Rio Ferdinand? I'm not sure, but
we could be creating so much grief here.
For these naughty footballers.
Ferdinands.
We're gonna, before we get any further, let's hand back to the Giggle Boxers and find out what else they enjoy in kids' TV.
There's a woman here whose husband likes to be dressed as a baby. So he sits bare-arsed in a nappy in the middle of the living room in a playpen, and she's got to spank his arse when he's been naughty and gobbing off, change his nappy at 3 o'clock, give him a bowl of crushed up food, and save him from the kids' telly at 4 o'clock.
You don't get that sort of story in People's Friend. I don't know why you spend your money on this nonsense. Sherry, we've got the camera crew in again.
Is there no peace in here?
Are you alright to talk about children's television?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind sitting in front of kids' TV at 4 o'clock, wouldn't you?
No, I don't think there is kids' TV on at 4 o'clock now. Kids have their own channel. So I remember in the late 70s, early 80s, when I was doing a variety act, do you remember Cheese and Pickles? I used to pop up often on Crackerjack.
My favourite programme is, and I admire this woman for her love of children, is Grot Bags.
I think the whole thing about Grot Bags was that she didn't like children.
I know, that's why I liked her.
Do you like that one with like the creepy man who's got like a bird in his arm and he's trapped lots of children in his windmill?
Oh,
CBeebies and CBBC, it's almost 24/7.
It is, I've seen it.
Oh, these children have got square eyes watching all this nonsense. Now, I don't know why they're coming to ask us to talk about kids' TV. Because
I know, do you think I've got like a man, like a vein?
The ginger man wears a top hat, dresses in pink, and all the kids are like stage school kids, which he's trapped.
Oh, is that a man?
Yeah.
When I have to go do the bloody school rounds, I feel like taking that big golden fist and whacking them with it.
And there's that wonderful green witch.
Oh, Grot Bags.
Yeah.
I love Grot Bags.
You like a lot of witches, don't you? Didn't she have a metallic homosexual with her?
Oh, he was bloody gormless and a talking crocodile.
Yes.
No, when she went out on her own, it went a bit shit. But I liked her when she was in the windmill.
When I was, I'd had a nice out. So Sunday mornings I'd pop on kids' TV and I used to watch it then.
I used to love the puppets.
Which puppets?
When I'm on my puppet show.
What, Kermit and Piggy?
Lots of one, little green thing and a little pig face one.
You had T4 with Vernon Kay and June Sarpong, but that was more for, the older kids. But on Channel 5, there was Milkshake.
Milkshake.
And of course, I used to do little slots on Crackerjack with a lot of the other variety acts of the time.
The Crankies?
The Crankies, dear Jeanette and Ian.
I tell you what I do like. Mm-hmm. It's a kids' programme.
Uh-huh.
And it's about a gang.
Yeah.
And they live in a park. And they've all got a telly each. And one's got a handbag.
You know, I did like it. They used to get a nice calibre of celebrity on that as well.
They did, yeah, like Lisa Goddard, Lisa Minnelli.
All the Lisas.
All the Lisas.
The Chuckles, Barry and Paul.
Orville the Duck. James Shelley Bassey did it.
Well, I remember Jane Fonda begging about with Gonzo. Orville and Keith, and sometimes Cuddles.
Yes. Well, I mean, I lost a babysitting job because of kids' TV.
Yeah.
And I was looking after this doctor's beans. Oh, and they were ever so boring, stuck up. I said, "Have you got anything to watch? Could I give the beans?" They said, "No, we don't do kids' television." So I took them round some, some animation tapes. You know, like
cartoons.
Well, little plasticine figures.
Morph.
Well, it was all little scenes, one after another. Very funny.
What was the name of this?
Craps and Villas. I like anything with puppets, mate.
What other puppets on television are there? Sooty, Sweep, Sue? You like them?
I should love their little kitchens and their little beds.
Sooty and Sweep's little kitchen?
Yeah, their little beds, little wardrobes.
Like Teletubbies?
I don't know, but they're a gang that go around and kick the shit out of this Hoover that eats custard or something.
I know. I wonder if Matthew Corbett was subletting. Because really, he should be claiming for those in the bedroom tax.
Well, the only people he can rent to is bloody Aquamarina.
Wonderful, wonderful days.
Yeah.
Searching for a whistle in a bowl of custard. Wonderful.
And there's like a bird that comes from outer space and it laughs at them and it gets them really angry. And it's full of massive rabbits that they eat.
There's another puppet show. You do like your puppets, don't you?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thunderbirds a go.
Thunderbirds a go.
Would you mind if we put that on one of my Insta stories?
Yeah.
Okay, here goes.
I'll tell you what, I was babysitting them again, and then this time, after the Craps and Villas hoo-ha, I took him round a cartoon about a cat.
Oh, lovely. What were Sylvester and Tweety?
No, Felix the cat. God, you watch a lot of shit, don't you?
Did you not watch much children's TV when you was growing up?
No, I was out drinking and enjoying myself. Oh, some classics there.
There we go. Lot of love coming in for Carol Lee Scott as Grotbags.
Oh, well, I'm not surprised.
Or, you know, if you like us, you're going to like Grotbags, aren't you? Because that's about our level. You do. Alan does a mean Grotbags. Such a good impression. I mean, he could be a Lukey Likey, I think. You could get money, I think, as a Lukey Likey of Grotbags. People would pay for you to come round parties and stuff.
Being horrible to kids.
Yeah. Well, it would be for adults, I think.
Yeah. Do a bit for the kids, and when they go and play in the garden, do a bit of a blue comedy act.
I read that Grotbags was originally meant to be orange. So the makeup was originally orange, and it just didn't look good. But Carol Lee Scott came up with the look, didn't she? You know a lot about this.
Well, she used to do a lot of stuff with Rod Hull, didn't she, before he was famous and before she was famous. And when he got the Windmill show, he wanted to have a baddie on it. And he says, I want my mate Carol Lee Scott to be on it.
But she said that she wanted to be a fairy, like a fat
that
sort of Mavis Cruitt fairy
who
forgets everything.
Yeah, that's right.
But he said, no, we need a baddie.
We need a baddie and we'd like it to be a witch.
And she said, I'll do it, but can I make it funny?
Yeah, and I think I don't think Grotbags was the name they thought of at first.
Her nickname, I think, was Grot, Miss Grot.
Oh, it was when she was the Redcoat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So they called her Grotbags. Rod came up with it, and Carol added the sort of triangular eyebrow and the gappy teeth.
Yeah, but we named my version Grot Drags.
Grot Drags, and a few of you have mentioned, Grotbags was a singer. So she was a club act. She was like a working man's club act.
Oh, she could sing.
Redcoat, kind of Pontinsy act. And of course, she didn't miss an opportunity to belt her pipes out in the Pink Windmill or in the follow-up show Grotbags.
Better wait a minute. Better hold that phone. Better mind your manners. Better change your tone. Don't you threaten me, son. You got a lot of gall. We gotta do things things my way or we won't do things at all. You don't know what you're messing in. You've got no idea. You don't know what you're looking at when you're looking here. You don't know what you're up against. No way, no how. You don't know what you're messing with. But I'm gonna tell you now.
Carol Lee Scott.
Anyone for three in a bed?
We've got a lot of youngsters watching the programme, as I just said, and they see you as grot bags, of course, with Rodwell and Emu, don't they? With the green face and the teeth like Windsor Castle battlements, isn't it? Eh?
Them your own teeth.
I know,
How dare you? That's very personal.
No, I mean, you sort of black them up a bit, don't you?
Oh,
You know?
yes, of course, yeah.
But you see, we're seeing you tonight, and of course, a lot of people don't know, and the youngsters
Are we
don't know.
broadcasting to the nation?
We're on now, to the nation, on three. No. And I know you, of course, as a very, very talented cabaret act.
Yes, I still do cabaret, yes, up and down the country, yeah.
Still doing that, because it's a great act, I know. If you
I have
ever
a lot
get a
of
chance
fun.
to see Carol live, you go and see her, because she's a bit special.
Oh, I love that hair. That really fine, fluffy afro.
If I have to picture Sherry Stump's mother, that is what I picture. Including like the overalls coming in from like a shift in like a car mechanics or something.
Yeah. I love the little toolbox she's got.
Yeah.
Must be a dancer, isn't it?
Melanie Fairley saw Carol Lee Scott in her adult show at Butlins in 1983. Someone had left the door open, so she and her brother watched her from outside the door. By adult show, I think you just mean like her singing show, don't you? Not like she wasn't doing anything saucy.
No,
was
she wouldn't do anything like that.
Barry Hodge saw her on tour with Norman Wisdom in the 90s. ZZ LaRue says she's fabulous. DS over in the States says, I hope that's a home perm. Do we think it was a home perm? It must.
I would imagine that I think she went in with hair like that, and the hairdresser at Bullseye fluffed it out a bit.
But do you think if she could straighten it and have a bob?
No, she always had curly hair.
So she just did some singing and a few little blue jokes for the dance.
Yeah, a little blue joke for the dance.
But yeah, don't you think Alan could do grot drags as like a gig, and we could get some? We could definitely get you some nights around the country, surely.
You see, I love being grot bags, but you can imagine the green makeup gets everywhere, and I'm a bit sort of on the green side for a couple of days afterwards. It just won't come out.
Mark Wootton's just remembered On Safari with Biggins and Gillian Tailforth.
Go on, do your impression.
Send them over the swamp, Chris. Yeah, I loved a bit of that. And then do you remember that Chegwin did like a weird On Safari for adults, but they were all naked.
Was it on Channel 5?
Yeah, it was called Naked Jungle.
And then who can forget the Fun House?
Fun House.
A
whole lot of fun. With the twins who are a bit too like close for comfort. If Caroline's still in, Caroline will know that me and her were slightly obsessed with those Funhouse twins. It won't surprise you as well. When I used to go to Caroline's, we would maybe watch Funhouse, but then we'd turn over and watch Countdown.
And take the piss out of that?
No, we'd get our notepads out.
Oh, would you really? You'd have a laugh about it?
We would have a laugh about Carol, wouldn't we? We'd always see what Carol was wearing. We were a bit obsessed with it.
And who was in Dictionary Corner back then?
I can't remember. I think it changed. But I remember they were called a lexicographer, because I always thought, I'll keep that name in my memory bank.
I always remember Giles Brandreth being there. Pull over on.
Well, Carol always used to do a saucy little look to camera whenever anything was a bit cheeky. Of course, so we then have also kind of 5 p.m. on your nights when when Blue Peter wasn't on. Of course, it was the turn of Grange Hill, which was set in a comprehensive school for anyone in the US or New Zealand. It was a drama. This is from like early 80s. I think it ran for about 12 years. But it was one of those TV shows that there were always girls at school. The girls at my school who took the baskets to home economics weren't allowed to watch Grange Hill.
Were they not?
No, there was a lot of kids who weren't allowed to watch Grange Hill because it was comprehensive and it was
You're
like...
joking.
Well, it was not... Yeah, it was like... There was all sorts of like snogging and drugs. And
Grange Hill was posh compared to my school.
Grange Hill was rough as chuff.
They had ties on and everything.
But yeah, it had, and it was kind of, if you were in Grange Hill, the next step was you were then going to be a part in EastEnders. I got a little montage of Grange Hill moments for you all.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
You see, you won't. Diamonds are ring of gold. When all I want is
remember some of them looks, do you?
Yeah, I remember. Well, that's my era of Grange Hill. That's why I put it together. Because, of course, there was, you know, the earlier era was Tucker and Alan and Trisha Yates. But that's my era with Ziggy and Gonch and Trevor and Imelda, Mr. Bronson, people remembering Mr. Bronson, Precious Matthews, Roland and Janet St. Clair, who used to go, "I'm only trying to help you, Roland." And then the schools merged and Sexy Ant came and copped off with Georgina. But here we go. This is another little a little admission from Jamie's world. I had a crush on, and still have a crush on, Bullet Baxter.
What's he look like?
He's the games teacher. Big beard, bald head, quite a tight,
quite
a tight Adidas tracksuit.
Martin Garton Spence has just mentioned something that I'll never forget. Was that Anna Quayle, who's the Baroness in Chitty Bang Bang, was also in Grange Hill.
Yeah, she played Mrs. Monroe. Zoe went to the WAG club in London with Mandy when she was about 15, and Zamo was there strutting about.
Yeah.
And she said that you didn't say no that night. Little winky face.
And Susan Tully was in Grange Hill, wasn't she?
Yeah, yeah.
Rachel's asking.
Yeah, she played Suzanne, I think, character. Zamo then ran a locksmith's in Soho. There was a road off, like, where did you used to live? Greek Street. Off one of those roads that joined like Greek Street and Frith Street. Zamo ran a locksmith's there, so you could always go in and get your keys cut by Zamo.
And did a lot of them end up in EastEnders?
Yeah, I think a lot of them did. But also, Naomi Campbell was in Grange Hill. Yeah, who else was in Grange Hill? Naomi Campbell.
Made guest appearances, you mean?
No, Naomi Campbell was in it as a pupil.
What, for a while?
Yeah, because it's all the kids like from Anna Scher and the stage schools, Italia Conti and
was
stuff.
Was the Quirk in it? Was the Quirk ever in it? Or was that before?
No, because the Quirk was, at that point, Quirk was already famous doing like a...
Did she have her own comedy show?
She had like a sketch show.
She did, didn't she?
Called like Pauline's Pits.
The Quirky Bits.
The Quirky Bits.
Or something.
And she, about 15, she had her own sketch show.
Yeah.
Marcia said Ewan saw Mr. Baxter from Grange Hill in Liverpool and called him Bullet. Ewan's my brother. And Bullet Baxter responded in character. I hope he put him on detention. MP says he used to fancy Mr. Robson in the early 90s, said he was a DILF.
DILF and MILF.
Grange Hill was possibly the first children's programme in the UK to have an LGBT character, an art teacher who replaced Miss Booth. Can't remember his name. Yeah, wow. Grange Hill was Phil Redmond, who then went on to do Brookside. It was Michelle Gale who I couldn't remember.
Oh,
yeah,
Michelle
Gale was in... Naomi Campbell was in it, but then Michelle Gale was in... Michelle Gale played one of the she-rappers.
Who then went on to EastEnders.
Yeah, she formed a little girl group with Ronnie Birtles, and they went she-rapper. Yeah. I could most probably still do the song.
She-rapper.
Pauline was in Angels and Shine on Harvey Moon. But yeah, Pauline Quirk had a sketch show when she was about 15, 16. I can't remember what it's called. Quirk's Company or Quirky Bits, something like that.
Sketches.
Someone will remember. Then, of course, the last show that I want to mention is... this was when I was getting a little bit older. If Caroline's still in, she will remember that we used to then settle down with our crumpets and watch Biker Grove. And Biker Grove was like Grange Hill, but set in the northeast in Newcastle in a youth club. And Biker Grove seemed to go on for ages. And Biker Grove, of course, started the careers of Ant and Dec, who were PJ and Duncan in Biker Grove. Jill Halfpenny was in Biker Grove. And also Charlie Hunnam, who went on to be in Queer as Folk and then, of course, went on to become mega famous in Sons of Anarchy. But of course, and Caroline has just mentioned now, there was a character who forever has me in Caroline's heart, and she was called Spuggy. And Spuggy was a little redhead, and I think one of Spuggy's immortal lines was, "When am I ever going to get boobs, Jeff?" to the man who ran the youth club. I've tracked down Spuggy for you all.
And Lindy Ann Power, who at the age of 12, you were starring as?
Spuggy in Biker Grove.
In Biker Grove, and a lot of people will remember you for that, won't they? Let's have a look.
I was starving.
Looks like it. You've got a funny accent, haven't you?
Well, not as funny as yours.
I haven't got an accent. I speak properly.
Oh, wait, how old were you there, Lindy Ann?
About 12 there.
So did you set out to act? Did you do the whole drama school thing? Were you doing
No,
drama at school?
I did drama at school and I always performed and was the first one up on the stage and things like that. I did a bit of singing and always in the drama shows at school and was just lucky enough that the production company came to the school audition us.
But of Go Girl...
Like other young kids coming over and saying, you're Spuggy, can I have your autograph? And I think compared to now, it's completely different.
But was there ever a downside to that? Did you get kids that were jealous of you at
sometimes,
school?
not a lot.
Yeah.
I think I was quite lucky. I had a good circle of friends and family. So not just the odd little things, nothing
And so what are you doing now? Did you carry on with acting?
I have.
Yeah.
I finished filming at Open University Film just before Christmas. I was a prosecuting lawyer. And I'm a mum. I've got 2 kids now.
Yes,
as well.
but it's fair to say the fame that you tasted, the sweet smell of success, has been taken away. It's not there. That recognition in the street that was there with Biker Grove.
Oh, it's still there.
Still there.
It's still there.
Still there.
I've just done a film for the Open University. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Kids TV.
I know we've missed a lot out.
We've missed so much out.
We
But
can't
there's
fit it all in.
Yeah. We have been reminded by Mark and by Andy McDonald. The show is called Pauline's Quirks, and you can get it on DVD from Network. Maybe we'll do a whole Pauline Quirk special. The video we made a few weeks ago, which is a drama school spoof, is a spoof of Pauline Quirk.
Is it?
Who then went on to run drama schools. My friend Adam worked for her a lot. And there's all these tales, and kids that are in these Pauline Quirk academies all around the world. Anyway, maybe we'll do a Pauline Quirk special one of these days. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. It is now 9:10, so we have overrun a little bit. But we are going to, of course, stay around.
If you want to talk about stripper names.
Yeah, for chatting and nonsense. I would love to remind you, as I always do, just down at the bottom of the screen, if you like what we do, you can support us. We love doing this. We can only do it, well, we can do it, but your support does help. The tips that we're getting have gone to Alan's actually hired someone to create a whole new wig for him, for one of his characters. So you can tip us at, down there,